Hello, guys. What is up? It is Frosty here with another podcast, as it is the rundown of the NFC. And yes, my voice is depressed and tired because this is the third one I'm doing in a row. Please give me love. I am in pain, but not as much pain as the Giants. So this will be the NFC rundown. Basically, a little bit more review on the playoffs. I mean, I did a review, but honestly, want to talk about some more teams. Talk about a lot for the future. Um, Kind of continue what I was talking about before of Atlanta and what's going to go on with that team. They're not a good football team. But yeah, let's keep going and let's start with any other division besides the NFC East. So the NFC North honestly was a interesting division, as I may or may not have predicted the Minnesota Vikings taking the division. Um, I think I was a little wrong. But then again, I forgot that what Minnesota does every year is they have a really good season, and then a mediocre to bad season, then a good season, and then you get the point. Although Justin Jefferson is a bad man who no one should ever cross. He is the next. I don't even know. I would say. I mean, I would say he's probably the next Randy Moss. And they also have Adam Thielen, so yeah, they're pretty well set. So Detroit, how did that Patriots experiment come out for you? How was Matt Patricia? Was he good? Was he elite? Oh no, he wasn't, and he was a total cancer. What a shocker! I listen. As much as this season slapped me in the face and beat me to the ground, there's one thing I look to Detroit. I told you so. Matt Patricia is garbage. He was horrible. New England lost to the Eagles because of his horrible defense. And you thought he was going to make you better? I mean, he didn't make Stafford better. He didn't make any of the players better. DJ Hawkinson didn't even look great in his first year. He looked okay and was injured. So was Matt Stafford. And how was Bob Quinn, your GM? Garbage? Why do you think New England couldn't recognize talent for a long time? Because of him. He was not good. Why do you keep taking those guys? They're not good. Matt Patricia, a lot of Patriot fans hated him. Yes, he had some great defensive games and then to calm us, but let me be honest. If you said, what are your thoughts on this whole thing? Awful! Talent, build him out. Brian Flores, when we got him, was able to rebound extremely well. He was able to cover for us. He was able to help us. He was able to use the talent well. Hence why we beat the Chiefs. We beat teams that we weren't really supposed to beat. Even the Patriot fans, for the first time in forever, were surprised we won. What did you do? Honestly, if you didn't fire Patricia this season, Stafford's gone, and I don't think he would resign again. He was close to, in my opinion, getting if he. This is what I think I would call the Derek Carr rebound season. After Derek Carr had a horrible 2019 season. Maybe not even 2019 season. Yeah, 2018-2019 season. He had a pretty decent season. And honestly, Stafford had a pretty good season this year. I think he played pretty dang well. Do you know why? Because he got freed. He got freed. Thanksgiving, the forwards were like, here's your Christmas gift early, Detroit. Bye-bye, Patricia. Bye-bye, Bob Quinn. And the best part is, and I know I'm going on about certain teams, but this team gets no love. This team does not get love in the NFL. I do like the Lions. I would say out of my top 10 favorite teams, they're on 11 and 12. I like them, but I don't like them enough. Um, Totally not because they did something to Barry Sanders or anything and made him retire when he was only 30 years old or anything, but who has hatred over that? But this is another team that I think could shake up the league. You got a pretty good draft pick. You're you got good talent in some areas. I think Jeff Okuda is a really good corner, so I think you nailed that draft pick. So I think again that was kind of a Bill Belichick move. Trade away disgruntled Darius Slay, get in, yeah. Um, I think he'll develop a whole lot better now that Patricia's gone. I hope no one ever hires Patricia again. Maybe as a D coordinator because his defense, he could make some defenses better. Not all, but some. So I don't know. I don't know about that, but I think this is a team that might blow it up unless they can get some key pieces. Obviously, in my opinion, I think Stafford is going to be traded to the Patriots. Honestly, when it's more rumored, when no Patriot executives are on the Lions, I really think it's going to happen. And as much as I think Stafford's going to be good, you got to move on. You're going to have to full on rebuild. I think you guys would have had much better success, but Patricia screwed it up. And I think, honestly, this isn't me trying to be like, oh, we're going to get Stafford. This is me being completely honest. I think Bill Belichick definitely could kind of not make Stafford Tom Brady, but definitely make Stafford back to what Stafford was supposed to be, not Tom Brady. Because even Bill Belichick knows what that is. And honestly, I think it'd be for the best. He does not deserve what Detroit's happening. Um, I think he's going to be gone. As for the rest of the team, Marvin Jones is also going to be a free agent, which that is not good. He's been a solid receiver for you guys, and I I don't know. I don't think he's gonna come back. He already said he loves doing free agency. Honestly, I think you'll see a team pick him up on a 2-year deal. I wouldn't be surprised even if New England picked him up. But yeah, I think he's gone. I think the last people. I think you do have hope. So I'm not gonna say you don't have hope. DeAndre Swift looks really good. So TJ Hawkinson also played better this season. So honestly, don't you do have hope. I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, be depressed. I'm gonna say you guys have a lot of hope and a lot of expectations, especially since I think you. I get Detroit has hope and just get the coaching higher down. You might have to rebuild, but whatever. Just get the coaching higher down because that's gonna determine what your franchise will be in the future. Because right now, it's just a question mark. But yeah, this team might blow it up. Philly's probably going to blow it up. Honestly, I don't. After last night's game, I don't see how they don't. Cardinals, I think, should go defense. I mean, that's another team that barely missed the playoffs. I mean, it was a backup quarterback bowl, so I mean, I'm not going to say, oh, they. I still have to say, how did you lose to the Patriots? Like, I was shocked we won. I um I I don't even know. Like, I have absolutely no words for that. And again, I'm just looking around, and honestly, most of the other teams in the NFC are either good, high potential, or, yeah, they're bad or gonna blow up. I mean, the NFC East, you got it 50-50. I'll be honest. Washington and New York both have upsides. I think they'll be really good franchises soon. Other two teams, I think, need to blow it up, rebuild. You can't keep doing this. Your team's aging. Your key players are aging. You gotta rebuild. It's gonna suck, but it'll be worth it in the end. And then you get the Carolina Panthers. Actually did better. I mean, 5 wins, and I'm saying they did better than what people expected. I saw, and this was just like 2 months after free agency, they were going to get 1 or 2 wins. Now, of course, there were rumors that they were going to sign Cam Newton, so obviously 1, 2 wins, nothing to show about. Once they got Teddy Bridgewater, they got bumped up to the third pick overall, and I'm like, okay, they could still get a quarterback. And their kind of record was going to be 3-13 or 4-11. Or not 4-11, 4-12. I mean, a lot of people were like, wow, they played really well pretty much all season. They played like really good football all season. So it's like, wow, where was this team? Like, wow, okay. Of course, CMC was also injured for pretty much the whole season. So I think this team should have been about 7-9, maybe a little bit better. But again, when you lose Christian McCaffrey, I get it. So I definitely get all of that. I definitely get why. And I mean, I've heard, like I said, I've talked to actually a couple Falcons fans I know. And yeah, they have, oh gosh, I know I only have like 4 more minutes for, I hit like oh boy, I cannot express this, but I was talking to him and he's like, hey, we're going to get a high draft pick. I think we're not going to be able to beat the Buccaneers. And I was talking to him before the game. Dude was really optimistic, and I'm like, well, what about Julio? He's like, I don't think our owner would trade Julio. Like, if we got rid of Matt Ryan, sucks, but what are you gonna do? Um, and for the heads up, Matt Ryan finished top 5 in passing yards. Just saying. But I mean, I said when you get Justin Fields, I don't blame you. I don't think this team needs to tank. I just think this team was coached horribly. So I mean, I get the optimism from Falcons fans, but at the same time, you guys have went downhill from that Super Bowl. I mean, yeah, you might make playoffs, which I think shows you are real, but you lose barely to your best receiver, which honestly shocks me at sometimes. But I just have so much like intrigue because your owner threatened to blow the team up, and honestly, he's like, I'm paying all this money, and all I see is pain. Um, I think this team's gone. I think they will re-sign Gurley because honestly, I think he'll be a solid running back. I think Gurley will be good. Dante Fowler, I think will be good. Give him some decent extensions, not big money, but good money. Aiden Hurts, I think did pretty decent to fix Austin Hooper. I mean, I think he did pretty good. Hooper just decided to also do really good second half of the season. So yeah, um, that's gonna sting for a bit. It's gonna hurt. But yeah, not a great time to be a Falcons fan. Honestly, as a Patriots fan, I would also be willing to take Matt Ryan. He's, I mean, he's played so well. I mean, and I've seen this. I don't usually love stats of players, but honestly, Matt Ryan has played so well, and yet he is so underrated. I would say him and Matt Stafford are like some of the most underrated players. Although he should never be called Matty Ice anymore. I think he lost last season. He did not look good. So I'll be honest. I think Matt Stafford is the new Matty Ice, but Matt Ryan is just kind of his own thing and really good. So I wouldn't count him out, especially since you have Calvin Ridley, a really, really up and coming receiver. And that's where I think they would trade Julio because, hey, why do we need it? I am paying this guy millions and millions of dollars, and I can get a younger, better version. So I get that. I get where Falcons fans are upset. Of course, like I said, every playoff team will probably be getting more analyzed in their own reactions. More stuff will be coming out today, but that'll do it. So, as I end this podcast, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay frosty. Love you guys. See you all.